this video, we'll cover the three main features you can use to manipulate a surface: Extrude, Push-Pull, BIM Drag. We'll start with Extrude. We'll highlight the surface and select Extrude from the quad. Recalling the first video on polysolids, when the black submenu appears, it means there are options for the feature, and they can be accessed and cycled through by hitting Ctrl. Staying with the first option, we'll input a distance. The result is the overall wall thickness has increased, and it is one solid. For the second option, we'll hit Ctrl once and select the same distance. This time, the result is two solids that combine to equal the depth entered. The original wall remains, and the second solid is the remaining depth of the distance specified. The third option is about what happens when the extrusion engages other geometry, so two walls are shown. Selecting the smaller wall surface, choosing Extrude, hitting Ctrl twice, and specifying a distance, the result is that a void has been created in the second wall of the outline of the original surface, since the depth went all the way through the wall. For the fourth option, we'll also need two walls. We'll go through the same selection process and hit Ctrl a third time. And specify a distance. The result this time is a solid passing through the second wall versus creating a void. In addition, the overall geometry of the extruded wall and the second wall are now one object. A final option of Extrude is available when you move your cursor the opposite way. This allows us to use the surface selected to create a void. The second feature for working with surfaces is Push-Pull. It is a basic one, but one that is very useful when working with your BIM because it allows editing of the single geometry and doesn't influence relationships with other geometry. If we go in the negative direction, the entity turns red to indicate that the result won't be created. If we move in the positive direction, then we can increase the size of the geometry. The third feature is a very powerful one that can be used in several ways: BIM Drag. Highlighting the surface, we'll select BIM Drag from the quad. The first option allows to relocate the wall. The second option, which we access by hitting Ctrl once when the feature is active, allows us to increase the overall depth of the wall. The third option creates a copy of the wall. The power of BIM Drag increases when other walls are present. In this scenario, we have 4 exterior walls. Highlighting the inner face of the wall and selecting BIM Drag, we are provided with the same 3 options, but in the context of the other walls. Remember, Tab can lead to other options as well. For another scenario, we'll add an interior wall and a floor. Highlighting the boundary created by the interior wall and the exterior wall, we can select BIM Drag. Note that no options appear, but we are able to incorporate a new interior wall very easily. We've shown all the examples on walls, but there are also options on floors and any surface. One example is selecting the boundary on the floor. We can easily create a floor of the same footprint above. If we highlight the full floor surface and select BIM Drag, then we have the same options as were displayed when working with the wall. In this video, we showed the ways Extrude, Push-Pull, and BIM Drag can be used to work with surfaces. Take some time to try out, investigate, and explore these features to see how you can utilize them to work creatively.